Good morning, everybody. Yes, it's 6:30 this morning. Now, I am very relaxed after doing exercise. As you know, every morning I try my best to get up as soon as possible because I have a lot of work to do before I go to work. Normally, I usually get up at half past 5 a.m. each morning. I do exercise and get shower and then have breakfast before I record a short video for you. And normally I try to post it on my social media every day because as I mentioned earlier, this is a good way for me to practice speaking English. And thanks to sharing with you every day, my speaking skill is much better right now. I can speak very fluently, naturally, and coherently, and and especially I feel very self-confident to share something with you. I can uh, brainstorm why I speak with you. Honestly, I'm very satisfied with this, honestly. And every day I try to come up with a small topic, small idea, because I know every day one topic, one idea to share with you is not easy for me. And something I couldn't find any idea, any interesting idea and share with you, to be honest. Today, I would like to share with you an important topic and very interesting topic because I know it's very meaningful, valuable for you when you listen this topic. I think so. When we need to run our own business, when we need to start up, this is a question we need to ask ourselves. Honestly, all employees need want to be employer. All employees would like to be a boss. Honestly, I have other expected to become a boss in the future because when we become a boss, when we become an employer, normally we proud of ourselves. We are proud of ourselves. We can see the better future for ourselves, for our family, right? So most of employees expect to be an employer. So it's not easy to become an employer, and that is the reason why I ask you when we need to be start up, when we start our own business. To be honest, this is a hard question for everybody. We only answer the question when we know clearly about situation. In my opinion, we can work as an employer, we can work an employer or an employee, depend on our capability, depend on our situation, depend on our condition, honestly. So when we need to start up or when we need to run our own business, depend on ourselves, depend on our situation. It's my opinion. If we would like to run our own business, we need to three conditions. Need to three main conditions. Firstly, you need to have experience, real experience about the field you would like to run your own business is very important. For example, if you would like to run your own restaurant, for example, if you would like to run your company, your factory, you need to understand products, services you provide, you sell on the market. It's very important. If you don't have the real experience about the services or products before you run their own business, honestly, you face a lot of challenging. Maybe you fail to run your own business. This is the first condition you need to know before you start your own business. Secondly, you need to get enough skill, especially management skill. It's very important. And 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 besides, you need to have and update your knowledge about management. For example, you need to get the knowledge about business, marketing, about marketing, business, sales, uh, customer service, logistics, marketing, and human resource, IT, and especially the knowledge about accounting and finance. They are very important and necessary for you before you run your own business. That is the second condition you need to have before you run your own business. The last one, you need to prepare the budget. It means you need to get the capital for running your own business, because if you don't have money, you do nothing. And if you don't have enough money, although you have a good idea, you have a good knowledge, you have a good skill, if you don't have enough capital to run your own business, you can fail. You can fail, right? So these are the three main conditions you need to have before you run your own business. Let's think carefully before you run your own business, because if you fail in your own business, maybe you own a lot of money. If you fail to work as an employee, maybe you lost a little bit, you lost a little bit money. You don't owe money. So if you fail to run your own business, you can lose a lot of money. You lost a lot of money, and maybe you own a lot of money. Basically, when you run your own business, you need to borrow money from the bank. You need to borrow money from your relatives, your friend, the other resources. And so, when you fail, honestly, you are in debt, and maybe you can spend the rest of your life paying your debt. So this is the reason why I ask you when you need to start up, when you need to run the own business, and the reason why you need to run your own business. You need to answer this question very clearly, very carefully before you decide to run your own business. Because when we decide to run your own business, so decision can affect a lot of people in your family, your wife, your children, your parents, your relatives, honestly. So this is what I would like to share with you today. And I think this topic is a little bit meaningful for you. And if you have the idea to run your own business, let's think carefully about the topic and please share with us. If we have any idea, if you have any interesting idea, we are willing to discuss, debate with you and find some solution, find some lesson from our discussion, debating, right? And thank you for watching my showing today and goodbye and see you next time.